So, for everybody that's listening to us, joining us for the first time, first of all, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. We're
Yes.
super proud. This is our 100th podcast that we're recording, but this is our first time ever streaming a podcast like this. We've done a couple game nights. Joe just said in the chat, episode 1000 is going to be a problem. Yes, sir, it is.
Facts. Facts.
I got a few years to worry about that, but yeah, it's been a long time getting ready for this, and we knew we wanted to do something special for 50. We did a round table with our closest friends, but how do you top that in the world of COVID?
Mm. Yeah, I mean, that would have been amazing if we could have done something like that again. Sit around, shoot, that desk that I just bought today is massive.
Oh my
Anything
god.
like that. Yeah, it just would have been great. I mean, that was such a good episode. It was challenging, because we had never had that many people, not only physically in the same room doing the show, but even just on the show, let alone. So
Mm.
challenging but fun, and I think that would have been great for 100. But yeah, with social distancing and masks, that would have been tricky to say the least.
Absolutely, and it's really disappointing because I would have loved to have had so many people surrounding us. As much of a nightmare as it was to edit that, it just would have made everything so much more special. So this is a good second place as far as I'm concerned. I'm super excited. You and I have been preparing for this for months,
Yeah.
but really, like, the past 2 weeks have just been hell.
Yes. Yeah. A lot of
Oh,
stress, a lot of
love it.
panic, a lot of just streamlined processes that kind of worked out in our favor. So
Right, right.
in the end, here we are, and so far so good. But yeah, certainly a little bit of stress.
But you know what, man? Like, we've come so far from episode one. Do you remember what episode one started out with?
Oh my gosh. I totally remember us still drinking beer. And I remember we had this idea that we were going to have this discussion about all these crazy craft beers before the show.
Yeah.
And that was pretty short lived, to say the least. I remember we were asking for a lot of suggestions in the beginning, and a lot of folks weren't, huge fans of it. And we totally got that because not everybody is a craft beer drinker, let alone even just beer. So we found that it was kind of clustering the beginning of the show a little bit. We cut it out, and surprise, it's coming back.
Yeah.
So getting ready.
Yeah. I mean,
No, just kidding.
well, this is the perfect transition into one of our flashback clips. What do you think?
Let's do it.
So this is a clip from episode one. Uh, well, you'll just have to hear it. Here we go.
Hey everybody, welcome to the very first episode of this video game venture. My name is Drew.
And I'm Will.
We want to thank everybody for sitting down and joining us today as we sit back and talk about some of our favorite video games and how we all got involved in gaming. Will, it's a pleasure having you on board. We've been discussing this for quite some time, haven't we?
Likewise, absolutely. I'm happy to be here, and we're ready to talk about some stuff.
Well, before we dive into our background, I think we need to just kind of let the listener know what we're drinking right now, because in addition to video games, we're both big fans of the carbonated beverage known as beer, wouldn't you say?
Hugely, in a major way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, we are getting a lot of feedback in the chat room right now about the quality of the audio, and let me tell you, man, it has been really rough hearing that over and over again as we've been prepping for this show. I feel like by episode 2 we had a drastic improvement.
Yeah, you know what's really funny, Drew, is I remember over the years I kind of brought up a couple times like how bad episode 1 was from an audio perspective. And I remember sometimes you'd be like, yeah, it really wasn't that bad. And then we were making these clips and you were like, Jesus Christ, that's bad.
Oh man, I think maybe in my mind I was like intentionally avoiding it, all
Probably.
this time. What mic were you using back then? Do you recall?
Yeah, I want to say I was using some kind of either built-in microphone or it was a gaming headset. It might have been my Turtle Beach Stealth 600s or whatever.
Right.
It might have been Astros at the time. But man, yeah, I remember at the time we thought that it was going to be passable, and I suppose it was. But Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, for that episode, I was still using my Audio Technica mic, but we didn't have local recordings of our files, so we were using, I want to say Skype, and recording the Skype call, if I'm not mistaken.
We were using that because when I was looking at Skype for episode 100 as a possible solution for video, I actually found an old chat and it was me and you discussing certain things about the show. And I was like, what is this? And then I realized that it was definitely from that episode. So yeah, we had a totally different format back then.
Yeah, it was pretty drastic, man. But I'm glad that we kind of, used those first few episodes to kind of get our growing pains out of the way. And, we've obviously kind of hit a stride with some sort of a formula. Not entirely sure how we came up with it. It just kind of happened organically. And now we're trying something brand new that's also hopefully organic. I don't know if this seems like it's organic to you guys. It's weird, but this is cool. I'm having fun.
Yeah, likewise, man. I remember, I'm pretty sure I ended up getting this mic after about a week or something. It was pretty early on. And I think it's because we recognized that it just wasn't going to pan out well with the headset or whatever it was I was using. So
right.
Things kind of moved rapidly. I got the mic. We were doing local audio files after maybe a month.
Yeah, pretty
something
quick.
like that. And then I got an audio interface, and just after that, I think Vic said it best. He's like, "Listen, Will, your voice was good before, but now it's just 100 times better." So I thank the audio interface for that.
Yeah, you got some nice equipment, man. So it's definitely come a long way, and I think you've made some good purchases.